Whew. Looks pretty good. Okay, great. Always starting these is weird because like the timing is always like you click it and then it's like, well, I think we'll start going, but it's like always like 10 seconds off. So I never really know like when to actually start. So anyway, let's see here. I think I gotta click a few more buttons. Welcome, welcome. Button. Okay, I think we're good. Mostly just the social sharing stuff that I've been doing. Okay, great. All right, welcome. Let's make. Okay. Welcome. How you guys doing? Right, sprinkles. I know. I could probably talk about that later once we get into it more, because it's a pretty big the copyright. It's not exactly a strike. It was actually a claim. We can explain that later on, but yeah. How you guys doing? Once I get into it more, I can talk about it more. But how we doing? Yeah, the claim is separate from a strike. Obviously, when you have 3 strikes, then you're out. But with a claim, I guess you can have infinite or a whole bunch of claims, because when I was doing, you know, when I first started out in 2013, I was doing a bunch of parodies and a bunch of different songs. So I would just literally just rip the song and then put it into my video, and then that video would get claimed, which would be different. Where that just says like the owner of the copyright is, you know, saying like, hey, wait a minute, I own this song, so we're gonna claim me as the video, and then the owner of the copyright can then get the revenue or own the video price, basically. So, yeah. Obviously, it doesn't happen to everyone. Obviously, you know, if you're actually being really careful about it and not actually including music or, you know, I know like nowadays it's getting trickier and trickier. So it was actually a video match, which I was not exactly prepared for with the original. So yeah, I have no strikes, which is interesting based on the amount of music claims that I got. I guess maybe if it was somehow audio and video, and then it checked to see like, hey, wait a minute, this audio and video is synced up or something, and it's just like you're basically just uploading a different video which someone else owns, then it'd be like, that might be a strike. But because I separated it, or might only have original animation but then include a song, then that's not enough for the copyright to say like, hey, wait a minute, you know, even if it's just music, it's still weird. That's not a strike. Anyway. Yeah. How you guys doing? Glad to see you guys here. Thank you. Bonjour. Funny life. Yeah, well, yeah, so the actual copyright was from Hasbro. I don't know if it was a bot or if it was manually generated by someone who got to representative of Hasbro, like looking up Pony Life videos, making sure like the first week or whatever. If it is, thank you. I'm honored that you took time out to watch my video, to watch and go, hey, wait a minute. From like, you know, 29:57 to 57:42. That's, you know, when in my live stream, I was watching the first episode, dissecting. There you go. 99. You sure it's bot? Okay. It's a very smart bot because it was able to find it inside of our frame and then able to find out the exact time when it was actually the video match of the episode. But maybe that's science is too powerful these days. Oh no. Yeah. So who even knows? But anyway, I'll keep my references and materials off to a different monitor. So I'm gonna be looking at a different monitor way over there. So instead of looking at you guys or my screen, it'll be over there. But yeah, for today, I like to continue with it and make a Pony Life puppet of my own. Pretty much just making a base for right now, and then once I get the base done and I'm happy with it and it has enough stuff, then I can, you know, make it control save or whatever, and then be able to make it into a different character by just adding different color and different hair. So, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Stretch out. Okay. Hey guys. Oh no. I don't know. I was just analyzing the animation or something. I know it's fair use, just like reviewing. Yeah. I played no audio with it too, so it was really weird. That's why it's like, it seems just enough that like a bot might have trouble with it, because if it's inside of my, it wasn't full screen, so it was inside of a frame and inside of a frame basically, so it wasn't able to, directly know. Let's see. I'm using Toon Boom, by the way, here. Let's see. Let me make this, call this sketch. Okay. Might put this on the underline layer as well. So yeah. Let's see. I'm not 100% fluent in Toon Boom quite yet, but I definitely have more knowledge than when we first did that jackalope animation. So hopefully we'll do a little better than that. Where that was not quite. Looking at references. Let me find a more neutral pose. That'll do. Alright. We started streaming in 12 a.m. Oh boy. Time zones are whack. Alright. Let's see. You just realized, yeah. It's because I like started with essentials and then try to learn it as I go. Hello kitty. I'm doing that. Because I started learning, with the essentials, I was able to figure it out as I went along, more in steps, I would say. So I can always just try to get my pen looking good. I could turn print intensity off. How would I do that? Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing. Oh yeah, I should change my color. This is something you don't have to worry about in Flash, but I want to have a new color. We call this sketch. And I can make this more of a grayish, maybe. And so now, whenever I can draw, I can always refer back to that color. And then if I change this color, for instance, I want it to be red. Oop, now it's red. In any frame and the entire scene, if I use this particular palette color, it'll always use red. That's just a quick thing on that. But yeah, I'll get started on this. Just trying to make sure everything's looking good. Looking cool. I'm trying to figure out if there's a... There we go. If there was a button to turn off print sensitivity. Might not need it, in case I don't find it. But yeah, it should be fine. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you guys are always different places at different times. Let's see. Different setup. A little bit. It's mostly just the actual display screen. I don't think I messed with anything else. But yeah. Yeah, it's a different program. Yeah, last time was Flash, I think. Well, yeah, I was... Yeah, because with the Pony Life one, I was jumping back and forth. And when I was doing the examples, I was... I'm going to get started on this probably. Circle. And then circle. 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 Just gotta go with some pretty good circle here, and then I can get on with this. Okay. Let me put it over so I can actually draw on it. Let's open my drawing view. Let's see. Okay, so this should just be our sketch. Not too worried about anything too really, but just trying to get like some kind of basic, I think, sketch here. Notice a weird trick that people found out, like with Gen 4, it's like, oh, you can just put like 2 balls and then it becomes a body without really trying too hard with that. That's pretty good. Thank you for that. Alright. How are you guys coming around? A lot of different places. That's so cool. Alright. Let's see. Trying to make this as quick, but also not too quick. Lower this down a little bit. Would like to keep my brush as I draw. That doesn't seem to be too possible. So yeah, this whole thing will probably just be for making. We probably won't finish today either. Most likely, it'll just be. Probably just get. We'll see where we get. You know, I don't plan to get this whole thing done today, but if we do, that'd be really incredible. But obviously, most likely not. Do I focus too much on here? It's like I should be following chat more. I'm sorry. That's where I kind of start out with reading chat, but then it's like I can't really draw and chat at the same time. That's where all my ramblings kind of come in. More front, I think. Obviously, we can figure out whether or not we could make this more of a 360-ish rig or a puppet build where it's pretty flat. Probably not all the way 360, but just to get maybe like a small head turn, and you can add some master controls to be able to add sliders or wizards to be able to adjust it without having to change, without having to directly affect the keyframes or anything. We can, let's see, just use a slider instead. So right here I can just lower the opacity. With Flash I would just be able to do that shift control on the layer and be make it half opacity, but this I have to manually do it, which is fine. It's just, you know, not exactly my as easy, but in the long run I guess it'll be. Let's see. Following the rules. Let me get a better reference as I go. Let's see. Maybe it's around 3 minutes. Let's see. Oh no. Just trying to find a good picture for you, so I can do it well. Oh dear. Where was it? I don't have the episode memorized, so I'm just trying to scroll through it. That'll do. Okay, this is our base, and then I can slowly make it feel more solid, maybe. I'm trying to figure out like what kind of, because obviously it's a little bit different than regular ponies, so I'm trying to figure out exactly what kind of shapes now would work best. Okay. I think this will do. Okay. How are we doing? Because obviously this kind of gets a little tedious. Alright. What am I drawing? I'm drawing a base pony, so then we can make a pony life puppet out of it. Right now I'm just trying to get some kind of sketch so that I can maybe I should put this on a separate layer, that's why it's weird. So let me go on to the color layer and just probably just draw what I have. And then go to this one, and then just slowly start deleting. And then, there we go. Okay. Forgot about the layers. That's okay. Kind of build it up. And then I noticed that they have very flat jaws. So I just have to go just straight across, like that. And then something more like that. It's pretty good. Okay. I always have trouble with this line right there. I'm always self-conscious or not knowing exactly how to really go about that. So I think I did pretty well that time. That's good. I think my style with this is just more very sketchy rather than try to get a exact dimension or anything really. Let's see. Just try to get rid of some of these lines. Don't need them. Color. Okay. Let's see. I think about more about the copyright thing, if that's interesting. I know I kind of explained it, especially with the post I said as well. I think the post kind of says it the best. Do I have go below? Not really. I'm confused now. Hang on. So I can see that the underline has that, and then the color has that. So why do I see both at the same time? It's freaking me out. Hang on. I'm gonna get rid of some of these lines, and then use the sketch, and then sort of draw that in maybe. And then say, bop, that's the sketch, and then I can go on here and then go to color line, and that should be good. Okay. Again, I'm not 100% fluent with Toon Booms. That's stuff that we have to deal with. I guess it's just that I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing the entire time. I'm gonna do some overlap just cause it's easier. As well as we make the puppet, we're gonna be making them into separate parts anyway. So I'm not 100% like need to make this, you know, perfect, I guess. Or at least, you know, have all the outlines ready and like I could like delete these lines in the middle between her neck, which doesn't really appear, but I might as well just for these sketches, because then I can be able to see like, oh yeah, there are overlaps that I need to worry about. So I need to do the up, down, up, cross. I don't know if I really like these. That's the only like one thing that I'm like, I don't really feel too comfy with, is that these little like real horse leg things. I don't know what to say about them. It's just weird. I'm not 100% happy with them, or comfortable with them rather. They're just weird. Especially because it's like everything else is simple and like nonsense, that it's like, why is this, you know, defined so well? More than like more other things that could be like detailed in, you know? I know that horses, you know, usually have these. Bup, bup, bup. Let's make that better. But it's just not really what I like. I would definitely not add these. If I was a character artist on this, I would not think about adding those in. Let's see. What's chat? Is chat cute? Is that what people say? How are we doing? Oh. Oh boy. Smoke alarm. Oh, that's scary. My smoke alarm. Couldn't figure out because we had two smoke alarms like right next to each other. So we don't know which one broke, so we just replaced both of them eventually. Let's see. Irish mythology. Of course. That comes up. Normal conversation. Okay. Okay. So if you don't understand what's going on what I'm doing about, and following what I'm doing, the left one is like the camera view, which is apparently shows every layer on top of each other, and then this white box shows what layer I'm looking at. So there's 4 layers up here. So there's overlay, line art, color, and underlay. So I'm able to put on one layer 4 different sub layers, and basically I'm able to, yeah, just use one layer but then draw it on separate layers. But then the camera shows both layers at the same time, or all four of them if they have to be shown. So I think we're pretty good with this. I could do this on a new layer. Yeah, just show that. So I'll draw the face bits, I think. Probably just sketch these out really, really rough. I'm not sure how far we'll really get deep into this, you know. Just like I need to get something out, you know, and then I can figure it out. Thankfully the eyelashes are mostly the same from G4, so that makes it a little bit easy. But they do have these more under eyelids that we'll have to take care of as well. Okay. It's got the extremely sparkly eyes as well. Let's see. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay. Other eye. How far does it go? It goes all the way to here. Basically. Okay. Let's take this and shimmy that over there. Let's see how that works. Does that do? Pretty good. Let's go off with the reality. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that actually. Let's see. I keep using Alt, but I don't think it actually does anything. Oh, this one does. Oh, it's Control. Okay. With Flash, it's Alt. Yeah, we'll have to. I do better with like the pen line, the vector line. So yeah, sorry that this is rather weird looking right now, but obviously I'm not too concerned about it right now either. So there's that. Okay, and then nose, something kind of like that. Actually, that kind of works. And then a highlight. Okay, and then just mouth. We can just do stop something. Okay. That's basically what we're probably going to look at. And then we'll just kind of keep adjusting it as we go. Like probably like make her 4 long. A little shimmy in, I think. Probably just take this whole thing and kind of shimmy it a little in. Like that. Okay. I think that'll work. I can make this sketch a little lower. So it's just barely there for me. Okay. I think that should be good for now. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to do next? Let's see. Oh boy. I know like in class, if we want to talk about mythology, I had like one assignment where like we had to learn about mythology and like learn the Iliad and everything. But we had like this separate, like independent study kind of like reading, where we had to do like a project of like reading one particular monster or legend and then recite it to the class. So somehow I got like the I had to read the Cyclops. So I had to like read like the entire chapter and story of that. And then on my own like had to retell it to the rest of the class of like what did I read and try to explain it. So that was really cool. I think it's probably a better way than just, you know, trying to explain it or just reading the entire thing. You can have someone try and let's see. I want to put that over there. This is node view. For people who don't know what node view is, it's really cool. So basically, it just tells you what is in the timeline. It's basically sort of like if the timeline was like a bunch of building blocks, and then you can just put more stuff, like add more stuff in between it. So I can add all these different filters and different attributes or different things, like add masks and different whole bunch of things like that. But it's very powerful like that. Instead of trying to go into like each of these things and trying to add stuff here, it's like it's just easier to like look at this and go, okay, I know what to do. I need to add a, can I add a drawing? No. Cool. Okay. Well, I'll click the add drawing button from the layer view. What should we do first? I can do skull. And then we'll just have to eventually like just add everything I would draw on different layers, each body part. So obviously the head would be the most complicated, and then the body should be pretty simple. So I could probably just add a body as well. We're gonna have to do all of them eventually, but just for now, I'll leave those there. So I'm gonna drag it over there. So we got a body layer here, and then the skull. I would like the body to be below, so I just swapped the little chords there, and now the skull's there. So you're watching the bottom left, you can see the skull is on top. If I swap it, look at the bottom left, boop, now the skull is at the bottom. So that's kind of how the magic of this kind of works. Is that it talks to the timeline, and then it figures it out for you. So no matter what you do here, it like replicates it on the timeline, which exact copy of it. So that's pretty cool. How we doing? Did we move on, or how are we doing? Because now I'm trying my best. Keep up for you, but if it's not something that I can directly relate to, it's a little bit tricky. Alright. Anything about animation you like to learn or talk about? So I can definitely do that. Let's see. I can make the sketch even lower just for now. Make it like 3. Any particular like how to do walk cycles, or how do you just learn draw? How to learn to draw things? Anything like that you would like to know? Let's see. Let me get this back. Alright, I need to add a new thing. Hang on, I see your question. Oh, star. Okay. Hands in a perfect circle. You gotta, let's see. Line art. It's practice. Obviously, there's no right way to learn it, you know, organically. With circles, you know, just gotta keep practicing. It's like, you get pretty close. It'll never be 100% really good. I think with me, it's just trying to, I don't know, I draw off my arm more than my wrist. Because I know, like, a lot of people, like, just kind of draw, like, heh, and do that. But I got such a big tablet, and, like, I want it to be big, that I'm using my entire arm and using that as an anchor more than anything else. Yeah. Oh, yeah, some could do it, yeah. Obviously, you know, it took me, I don't know, like, 20 years to figure out, like, oh, I just kind of draw. Oh, it's, I think there's a little perspective. Let's see. I drew it earlier. So what I could do is probably just, I don't know. How would I want to go about it? Because there's still the pressure sensitivity. Is there a keyboard shortcut for pressure? No. Okay. Just because I don't see it in here is the weird part. No, make a new brush. Might have to look it up. Just because that's not there. Is there... I don't know. Hang on. Sorry. To draw a perfect hand, I think one person said, like, draw like a box of fries. And then that helps a lot. Because then you're just drawing like a box of, like, you know, McDonald's, like, box of french fries, and then turn off pressure sensitivity. Learning on the job. Okay. Because mine's a pressure. Oh, the pressure cursor. Curve. Pressure curve. Well, that's just a pressure curve. Stabilizer. I don't see all these buttons. It's a weird thing. What I could do is just use the polyline. I don't want to do it freehand, just for now. Top menu, Windows, toolbars, pen settings. Okay, that should help. Okay, stabilizer, average, pull string. Let's see. So I want it to be 100% all the time. Probably want to do it this way. Let's put that back and then move this. I can't move it more than that. Match pressure 100. Can I move that? Oh, that's backwards. Okay. Let's do the other way. There's still a lot of like that. Curve preset. Straight. Min pressure 100%. No, I can't do more than that. It has to be 25, of course. 25. Max pressure 100. That's closer. It's not. Let's see. Is this Krita? This is Toon Boom Harmony. Let's see. U-shaped tool like a cheater. I know. I have stabilizer off. Maybe I can average it. And then I can catch up eraser. What's this now? Doesn't say what this button does. Okay. It's just a cool button. Okay. I'm trying. Let's see. It's when it comes to like the drawing tools, just because it's like trying to, my brain wants it to be Flash, but then it's like, nope, it's not. So maybe there's another toolbar for drawing. Let's see. No, that seems to be it. It's probably that, but I'm just trying to figure out like how to make this better. Maybe I could do it this way. No, I want it to be like a solid like that, but like all the time instead of relying on it being weird like that. Otherwise, I could probably just fake it and then use the polyline after would probably be, in our interest of time, would probably be the best. So let's see. Let's see. Draw a cat. You got it. Cat. Man, yeah, that sensitivity is broken. Okay, let's bring it back. Can't I just turn it off? Nope. Nope, it's still got that. That's really weird. Average? Nope, I can still do that. Man. This is so weird. I never understand that. Okay. I want to turn this off. Let's see. How do we do this? I'm sorry, guys. Thank you. Oh boy. It's really late. That's about to gear. Oh, top gear. Okay. Because I was like, there's a gear here. It's like, oh, jeez. Man, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out, but it's just like, it's weird. Let's make a new brush. Maybe that can help. And then we can edit this one with this. There we go. Maybe this is it. Maybe we're figuring it out. Oh boy. Here's the number one fan to do a stream. Oh, interesting. I'm sure there's still people who come in no matter what though. Dual tip, paper texture. Okay. So I would like a solid vector, maximum size 40, minimum size 100. Does that make it better? Yeah, okay. Of course, don't use the pen settings, use the brush proportional settings. Okay. And then I can make this thinner. It's just so I can figure out to get a consistent line weight, I can do it like this. So no matter how less pressure I do, it'll always be the same. So that's good. Okay. Got it. Portrait mode camera, yes. So if I zoom in and zoom out, it'll be the same. Yeah. Good. Okay. And then roundness, don't care. Print sensitivity. Okay. So let's call this, can I call it something? Not really. Update. Can I rename it? No. But now we got this. So, there we go. Okay. How long did that take? Quite a while. Okay. But now that we got the preset, now we can use that whenever we want. So, okay. Oh boy. Ugh. Dwob. Okay. I would like to rotate her head, but I guess I can draw that afterward and then get everything done and then figure it out. Anyway, let's get this going. Line art on top, line, pop. There you are. Up, up. So I'll just get some nice looking lines. I know that this is thinner than I see, so I'll probably have to come back to that. This is the problem. I want a stroke. A line stroke to go between there and there. So now when I fill it in, it can actually be filled in by that line. So that's good. Okay. Line art. Okay. I drew the ear, actually, so I'll just make that the ear. And so there's the ear there. Okay, cool. Okay. That out of the way. Let's see. Whew. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been probably on YouTube longer than some of you guys, so that's okay. Now let's actually make the skull and it close. For some reason, no, it puts it there. I would like it to be on top. Still not happy with how I wanna like click it where the arrow is, but then the arrow like says that it opens, so I'm not happy with that. Laggy. Okay. Cool. So there's the ears here, skulls here. So now with line art, brush one. There's so many things I keep care of instead of just drawing. It's like, oh, you gotta do a lot more work to do this. Can't see. Will I do it? Okay. I probably could smooth it out, but yeah, I'll probably use this as a reference when I actually make the perfect version. I don't know how to call it, where it can be adjusted as so, or using the perfect pen tool just to adjust it a little bit there. Just these. There you go. Okay. Yeah, we're doing. Let's make it rid of my sketch. This is what we got so far. We're doing good. Obviously, this line up here doesn't exactly matter. Or maybe it does. That point does. That point does matter. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Again, if I did this in Flash, I probably would be more done, but probably not all the way done at this point. So, it's just, yeah. Let's see. Gotta learn how to do new things and do industry standard things, you know? Toon Boom is the industry standard for animation and for TV and movies and games. Because Flash, you know, Flash is dead. After this year, no more Flash player. Haha. Whoops, you know. Let's add, yeah. I already have body, so I'll use that one instead. I'll try this one. Keep on drawing it. Yeah, keep clicking in that. That doesn't work. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Bop, bop, bop. There's so many things more checked than normal. What I could do I want it to be in 2 parts? So I think the way that I usually have my chibi one is that I have it be, from regular cartoons, I have like the neck be like this much, and then I have a body that's like that. So it'll be in 2 parts. But with Toon Boom, I could add deformers and then add like a curve, and then be able to move the neck like back and forth. So I could probably do that and just have it as one piece and then add a deformer. So I'll probably do that. Let's try that. And if it doesn't work, then obviously then we can just cut it up into 2 pieces and that'll be fine. So let's see. Alright. You're making a pony life puppet. Exactly. Let's see. The program user animation is pretty weird since I did install a Godot engine. Weird. Wow. I don't know what that is. Game assets. Sounds like a drop. Okay. I didn't do a hand thing. I could do that. You draw a box of French fries, and then you add just a couple fries into there, and then one's kind of coming out, and then that'd be the cartoon forehand one, but that's basically what I was talking about with that. So let's see. Exist in animate. Oh yeah, okay, gotcha. What is happening in animation right now? Big Brain Boy, thank you. I read that as Big Baby Boy. So okay, that's good. Let's see. Up. 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 And then see, like, that's one piece now as the body, and then I can add a deformer later, which would be these bone pieces that you probably can't see under my name. But yeah. This is Toon Boom Harmony 20. It's the latest release of it. Latest release was like a week ago. That doesn't mean I'm confident in it anyway. It just means that it's got more features that I don't know how to use either. Oh boy. Exactly. I use Flash more, so this is a big transition to try and learn this. I'm gonna call this leg front. Does that make sense? And then I can add a leg front back, and then a leg back front, and then a leg back back. Okay. So I got all these layers, which are now all these drawings, and then I can play with these now. There's different pieces in. Then draw the legs in. And then it'll be good. Oh boy. Oh no. Get your battery. Is this not the trial? No, I eventually just bought it. So, yeah. There was a whole big thing with that. Yeah, after the trial ended, I was like, I best, get Essentials monthly. And that worked out pretty good for like, that while. Front. And then what happened was, I'm not using brush. There you go. What happened was, I was trying to do the Midnight Mares animation and making puppets with that. And I ran into the problem, I believe, is that I ran out of, like, tools that I could really use. Because that's once we get into puppet building, it actually becomes way harder to be able to just use the timeline. Because you gotta be able to, like, figure out, like, how to coordinate and make these, little things here, make it much more complex, and add, like, cutters between separate layers, more than what you can do here. So what we got here is be able to use everything that Toon Boom can offer, as well as the extra things that 20 has, which I don't think I've really known what exactly it can do, but more than just, I guess just some bug fixes mainly would probably be the biggest thing. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know. There we go. Now I got this separate screen. So everything's kind of isolated view. And that helps. Okay. Nope. Let's see. There we go. And there you go. Okay. That helps. Welcome. How are we doing now? I need back front. So that'll be this one. I'll make it a little thicker around here. Up. Maybe I should do it as 2 pieces so I can get this curve around looking sharp. So when I trace it with the a better line, that'll be easier to draw in. The polyline tool, which I'll be way more used to, I'll be able to use that instead. So this is like our second or third sketch of this, but then if I have a really good sketch, then I can be able to trace it way better. Otherwise, right now, I'm just trying to get most of these forms to look a little better as I go than what my original sketches were. Obviously, it doesn't really matter, as I'll be changing them anyway, and probably like copying and pasting these legs anyway, so I'm not too concerned about the back legs. There we go. Sketch off. So we got the basics, if I can turn it off. What I could do is do that and then turn off. There we go. Okay. This is like a robot skeleton version of it. And that's our sketch there. As much as we got so far, but I think we're doing good. Definitely helping with the perspectivity off. So that means I can draw the lines at a fixed weight rather than having it be weird and go whoop, as you saw earlier. So let's see. Yeah, Pony Life came out in, I guess, Canada in on TV last Sunday. So I have the, well, I guess I showed last Tuesday the 2 first episodes. Probably reorganize this later, but I need the what I could do is probably just add different parts. Nose, mouth, what do you need? Sclera. The hard part is figuring out the eye, because obviously the eye would be roughly, could be separated into as many as, you know, like 10, 12 parts for one eye. But we can also cheat with some of them and put, like for the eye pupil, iris, pupil, shine, I could put them on one drawing layer, but then I would have less flexibility in animation. Just trying to figure out what I want to do, but I guess I could just have eye, eye close, just have that, and then eye far, and just go with that. Obviously everything's really weird, so let's have it go down. Pop. There we go. Now everything's nice and tree-like. There we go. And just draw more of each part. So there we go. Oh boy. Yeah, bad internet. I'm sorry, man. Should be 2 ears on the base. That sounds good, but what I've seen is, at least for the third quarter view, which would be this, the hair, let's see, the hair would go like that, and then you wouldn't be able to see the ear. It'll be behind, so you wouldn't be able to see it. I understand what you're going for, but if there was somehow a bald pony, then yeah, I would have to do it, which would be just as easy as just copying it. But for right now, we won't really need it until we need a front view, which would need it. But we can add it as a visible element for the 3/4. because actually it doesn't show up. But that, yeah, that's a very good point, is that you will need 2 ears at some point. Exactly. All right. Oh boy. Mouth, nose. Okay, let's do the nose. Let's see. Do I have color? Check. Brush? Check. Brush? Check. Line art? Check. Draw. It's just so much to like think about. And then it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's not picking it up. There you go. It's more this way, I think. And then the thing's over there, and then there's a little tiny shine. Let's see. I could probably draw it in this view, or not. I want to draw it with a stroke. And then draw a circle. Something like this. That overlaps well. There we go. And then add another stroke just in case something bad happens with the lines. Or like the position of the nose. I can do that. So then we color it. It'll work. So, alright. Mouth. We should go into drawing substitutions as well. I'm not too worried about it. Because I can reorder drawing substitutions. That's a new thing. Oops. Let's get rid of that. Brush. That's not brush. There you go. To our default mouth. Okay. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay. And then the eye, which would also have to be expanded into many parts. So I probably want to figure that out. Let's find it. Shift M. I'm gonna rename this. That's pretty good for the peg name rather than the drawing name. Because with the peg name, I can call that like the eye master and then put all the drawings underneath it to be transformed by the one peg. So I have to call this ICU, kind of like outline, which I know what that means. It's the outline here. Womp. And then I can add another stroke. This one. And then do the underline here. So now I have that. And then I can add the cheek here as well as a separate color. If I need to bake it into the eye would probably be easiest as well. And then also draw the eyelashes into it. Sure. Let's figure that out. Let's see. Oh, thank you. I looked at it later on. Thank you, Rainbow. Let's see. 2 emotes have Derpy hold a green check mark like it does in red X. Interesting. Yeah, I can figure that out. If I know how to be able to draw in here. Way more complicated. Sure. Probably, no promises today. But definitely I can figure that out. Probably like tomorrow, because usually I kind of just immediately just go to lunch or dinner after this. So probably have to do that tomorrow. Put on a checklist for you. Yeah, I'm busy, and lunch and dinner is also busy. Let's see. I'll type it in here. So far outline. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing. Here we go. Draw another. I feel like it's too tall. Another line. There you go. Yep. If I can't see it with everything else going on, I can just draw it in here and then see that it also sort of works in here too as it draws. Let's see. I know like Toon Boom always like tries to boast that they have like better drawing tools, I guess, compared to something else, I guess. Maybe like Flash is probably what they want to compare it to. Just because Flash is sort of known for their not very, you know, if you draw a line like this, it'll be, or you want to draw a straight line, but it ends up like that, you know. So, I don't know. I feel like some of the pressure sensitivity, as well as just the weirdness of just how it draws in the first place, makes it harder to draw. Definitely drawing tools. It's the functionality and like ease of use that they want you to think about, rather than I draw a line and it's like sometimes works or doesn't exactly follow what I want. So there's that. Let's see. Okay. So what I can do, let's go back to ear, maybe. And quickly go back here. Here, ear. And then I could probably draw it in a stroke style. Like this. Don't show me that again. And then just do like that. And then color that in. Okay. We're just adding the visual strokes so that when we color it in, it'll have those to be used. Let's see. Just use the Jupyter code in Flash and easily make. Oh, good. Okay, yeah. I'll definitely make it in Flash just because I have the, obviously, the puppet ready. But also with this, it's gonna take a bit more time to be able to do all that. So let's see. I can add 2 more layers. Eye close, let's call it pupil, but also like it'll be the combo of everything for now. And then we'll need eye far pupil, and we'll be good. Okay. Eye close pupil, and we'll just draw the entire thing here, and probably do it like show everything. Let's see. So like that instead, and then like as if everything else here doesn't exist, what would it look like? And then try to center it, basically, and then add highlights, and there you go. Okay, and basically just draw this again over here. Okay. I know I get so focused on this. Sorry, guys. But obviously, to get this done, I have to, you know, really focus. So, either nothing gets done like at the beginning, or I get too focused and now nothing seems to be interesting, except for people who are interested in the actual drawing. So, I'll never win. Please, all the people, so much time. I guess I could talk about the copyright at the toaster time instead. That's okay. Because obviously it's pretty complicated. Okay. Let's do sketch, disable. There we go. What we got? Obviously it's the weird, sketchy, see-through version. But, I think this is pretty good for right now. Obviously we'll have to cut it off at here. But this should give you a pretty good sense of what we're going for. If I could do this and then... No, that doesn't show the things. Okay, that's fine. Show me sketch here. How do I show it on the art layer thingy? It doesn't. Okay. If I show it there and then select it and then disable it, and there, now it's still there. Okay, sure. So there's some small things to fix. But obviously, if we didn't have anything, then we wouldn't be able to fix it in the first place. So there's that. And I gotta center that. Obviously, this is over there. So yeah, we'll fix more things as we go. But as a start, I think we'll get there. I know that the face and probably some of the proportions and probably everything else is a little bit off. So I think for next time, on next Tuesday, I'll try to make every asset that I have here. Like I'll go into each one of these, like the ear, and then like go into here, and then make a nicer version of it, and then color it in. So basically, this is just a quick version. So now I can have everything, and then make it better. And then once I get all the parts, then I can actually build it with this and add different masks, which are called cutters, auto patches, bones, deformers, envelope deformers, just so many other things. So just drawing this is good for now, but it's just like, it's definitely not the end of it. So yeah. So I hope that I'll continue with this, obviously, when then, there's more stuff to do with this. But, it's basically like all the different parts that we'll probably be dealing with the entire time. But obviously we might separate the eyes into different parts, but that'd be the only really thing that I can see, being separate than the way that the layers here. So basically like everything here, would have to be, each of these parts, when we build it, will have to have a peg, which would be a green bar on top, like this, which is not green. But basically we'll have like a blue layer, and then like a green layer to be able to tell the blue layer where to go. So the green layer transforms everything underneath it. So it has a transformation to be able to move. Obviously it's underneath there, but that's just a sketch layer that's under everything. That's this drawing instead of the black one. But the drawing itself is a separate layer which just says what you actually drew. But to actually move it around or translate it, you have to have a green layer. But so we have to teach all these and have all these blue ones have green, so then we can actually animate it. Obviously some of these might not need greens, but probably 99% of them will need greens to then be animatable. And then we might have pegs controlling pegs, and then more crazy stuff. But this is just a simple bit of it. Will be the outline here. Literally the outline of what we want. So there we go. Alright. Oh boy. Yeah, this is part 1, and then we'll continue with it. So, hope you had fun. I'll go to towards the time, and then we can talk about more anything else that I missed, or anything else you want to talk about. So, okay. See you then. Welcome back. I think that's kind of good. I can center that a little bit. There you go. Obviously it's lopsided to the left, but there you go. Looks like something's... There you go. Yeah. So I also put the stream dates, streams 2s and 3s, 4 p.m. PST and 7 EST. So hopefully that should help you guys. Because I know that's always a question that I have to say every time. So I might as well just put it on text. So I don't know why it took me that forever to figure it out. Oh boy. See you then. So yeah, we'll continue with this. So yeah, the get back on the copyright thing. Basically what I kind of told you in the community post. So if you haven't read the community post that I put on my channel, go ahead and read that. It basically just outlines what I'm going to talk about. That again, because YouTube and auto finding material is getting too scary and actually too accurate, that it was able to, within a frame, you know, not full screen is what I mean, find exact pixels of the Pony Life cartoon, which is weird because it's actually, it only cared about the first episode, which was the first 5 minutes of the actual cartoon, but it took me like a half hour to go through it. So what I did was, yeah, I didn't have to, you know, it wasn't a strike, so I'm safe in that regard, but it just means that Hasbro put a, I guess probably automatically as well, made it unavailable worldwide. So I would be the only one who has to be able to watch it because obviously I own the video. But actually, now that Hasbro is in video, they know what's in it, so they can do whatever they want, and then they can take the revenue from the video that I made, which was like 10 cents. So, way to go. Way to go, Hasbro. You stole my 10 cents from me. And then make it unavailable for anyone to watch in as well. So because they got it so early, that just means that they don't really, because they got it so early, which means that revenue and then as well as new views are also turned off. So I don't know what they would really. The only gain is that they protect their copyright. That'd be the only thing that they're just worried about. So it's like, okay, yeah. I'm already in the future. I'm making this. Obviously, I have to put it left to the side, so you guys don't see it as well as Hasbro won't see it, and just think what am I even drawing? This is just fan art now. So it's totally okay. But what was weird was when I tried to, it wasn't exactly a counter, but just a weird compromise per se, where instead of just leaving it be and just having it not be available and everything else, there was a compromise that I could say hey, YouTube said hey, you want to trim out that copyright material, that'd be cool, huh? And I said, yeah, if I can cut that little piece out, I guess, or whatever it found, sure. And it looked like it was in the first preview that I saw, I was oh, it's only 50 seconds. I was oh, perfect, just, it's out of 90 minutes, take 1 minute out, that's fine. Just it'll cut from one piece to another, whatever, it's a stream vlog. It seems it could be cut up anyway. So, and I said, sure, let's trim it. And it was, actually around 30 minutes. So that's why it cut off by a halfway in, or a third of the way in. Basically it was 90 minutes of a stream, and then roughly half hour into it, it found the first episode, and then for that next half hour was me talking about the first episode. So that whole half hour was the offending licensed copyright material. So it was trimming that entire section out. But if that means that I have to cut that huge section out, which was, roughly that third of the whole stream, but if that means that I can still have people watch it, regardless of that, as well as I can get that 10 cents back, which obviously that's, it's not my entire idea to do that for, but just to put it back in my court and be able to say this is my video. That basically is stretching the line of fair use, but to a bot, I don't think they are that smart yet to know whether or not it is truly fair use in that case, where I'm not directly just uploading it straight and then having no commentary or nothing about it, but just playing the episode. That would be bad. That'd be the one big case that is that's bad to me. But the Hasbro, that's actually the other way. Hasbro would think that would be bad. Hasbro thinks that if you just upload the episode with nothing else, no effects, no commentary, that's bad for whatever reason, because they own it, so re-uploads are bad for it. So, but to me it's yeah, I understand, but for what I was doing in the stream was obviously I was explaining and be able to talk about as well as explain why their animation is cool. I was talking about all these cool smears if you missed it. So in that sense, I was reporting on it and explaining the deeper, something about it. I was transforming the original intent, because obviously the original intent of the cartoon wasn't to obviously explain different animation techniques or different smears and stuff. So it was in a different light, that I was able to talk about it. Obviously I'm not, 100% a lawyer or be able to know if that's 100% correct, but it's just because I'm not directly just uploading it, I feel like I have some leeway to be able to say that that's closer to fair use than just uploading it in that case. So, but obviously I can't exactly fight with it, because the only way to counter it would be if the way to counter it would be to say, hello, me, Yoshi, actually has the copyright to this. I own this Pony Life material, and you, Hasbro, you don't. And I'm gonna counter to say, like, I own it. That would be the counter. So obviously that doesn't work. I do not own the rights. I am not Hasbro, which means that I wouldn't be able to counter and be able to say, like, I would then get 100% back of my video without the trim. It just so happened that, you know, trimming was large enough and substantial, but it wasn't 100% of it. So it's like, it's okay. But regardless, it's just like that's the kind of situation that doesn't exactly happen often on my channel, obviously. So I'm thankful for that, and that's what I said in my post. It's like, I'm not doing these reviews, you know, every stream, and I'm not trying to fight it every stream. Like, I try to do original stuff, but I was trying to show off the animation styles, and then we can all get the context and be able to say, oh, I understand why in this puppet that I'm making today, why I'm making these in different parts, or why I'm deciding, yeah, exactly, like, why am I putting this eye piece here or something like that. So but yeah. Oh boy, I gotta fight for those 10 cents, you know. But yeah, next week, what's today? Thursday, we'll on Tuesday we'll figure out the next step for this particular puppet and be able to work it for each part and make it look better. Because obviously it is a weird, like, first sketch, and then I'll use different tools to make it look smoother and better. So yeah, no strike, no foul. It's just still, like, now I do have, you know, a Hasbro claim on my back that now if I do anything more substantial, then it could then become worse, and then it could become a strike if I'm, you know, obviously not careful, and just, you know, if I randomly just upload a whole episode 1 Pony Life onto YouTube on my channel, then that would be more than likely to be a strike, and that'd be very bad, because 3 strikes and then your channel all will be deleted. So I've known some people who, yeah, that even, like, started to collaborate with me or wanted to, you know, talk to me, and they were like, oh, I got 2 strikes, what am I gonna do? And they were, you know, emotionally, like, freaking out, because obviously that's, you know, their livelihood or whatever they want to do. You know, if they want to pursue that as a passion, it's like, that's scary, especially because, like, what they wanted to do was do reviews, particularly for not Pony Life, but Pony animations. They wanted to watch other people's content and basically say, like, haha, that was funny, or wow, I don't understand what's going on, but it's cute, you know, and talk like that, but basically have, like, a little window of the cartoon in a corner and then a webcam of them talking. So it's like, it straddles the line with that, exactly, reaction sort of channel, but with specifically for their pony animation, which obviously they contacted me to say, like, hey Yoshi, can we watch your cartoon? And then he would watch it, and yeah, not a review, okay. Yeah, because obviously he just kind of just said, like, alright guys, let's watch this, and then haha, wow, that was funny, and then there was no, like, ending thing. It was always like, wow, that was a cute video, come back for more. Come back next time, and then I'll watch another video. So yeah, there was no review, but exactly, that was more of a reaction thing. But yeah, so I guess there was one bad apple where one other animator was like, found a reaction video that he made, and then was upset that, obviously it got really complicated from that, but just basically that something bad happened where the animator was mad that he made a reaction and then proceeded to put a strike on that video, which it's possible to do, but obviously you have to have some sort of grounds that obviously you as a commenter wouldn't be able to strike me with confidence because you don't own this video that I'm making. You don't have on your channel predating this stream this particular video, so you wouldn't be able to strike it. But because they made the actual animation, you know, beforehand, and then the reaction person made a reaction video, that means they had more confidence to be able to put a strike on it. So that's why I want to draw the line with that. So yeah, and then I guess he did the I keep freaking out. Reaction person apparently made like 2 or 3 different videos using that animator's content, and then eventually like took that animator long enough to like look at it, and then it's like, oh look, there's like 3 or 4 videos where you did it. So he got mad and then proceeded to like put 2 strikes, and then like, oh, he's gonna put like the nuke button on it. It's like, oh, he's gonna do the next one. So he came to me and like started to like freak out. So we had this long conversation of like, well, you know, because it's straddling fair use, because you're not exactly reporting on it, you know, in a way that it's not like a news article where it's not like in the top 10 pony stuff or videos where you can say like, oh, what was number 9, and then go from there and figure it out, and be like, oh, okay, you know, that's fine because you're like making this fun little top 10. Sort of, I don't know. I have to think about that, but just basically just putting it in the corner and then sort of doing a little reaction without much exactly effort to, you know, review it. That's what I wanted more out of it. Because obviously just like having someone like laugh at your videos is fun, but to have someone say like, oh, I like, you know, the line art was good, or the motion design that you put on this, that was really funny in that kind of context. It's more, you know, constructive criticism that I would prefer more than someone just laughing at it. You know, it's like, oh, well, great, that joke landed, but what did they actually think about it? You know, past that, you know. So, let's see though. I'll explain what I was doing. I'll keep working on this. When you show a logo, you can't get a cover strike like when filming a car, but it's not like that in car games. Okay. Car games usually have sponsors from the car manufacturers. Yeah, they kind of do like licensing. You know, like how soups would have like Mario branded Campbell's soup. It's like Campbell's doesn't just go around and put, you know, product placement of Mario on it. They do like handshakes between the 2 companies of Campbell's and Mario, and then they strike a deal with licensing, and then they're able to do it. If they just do it on their own, then that would be bad. But because they did the handshake and had licensing deals, that's what's the difference thing. So that's what card games do, is that the card game developer would talk to each of those individually and then strike a deal with them. So yeah. Let's see. You put a car. Put a car logo or something like that in a game like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you might have to get a license. Exactly. Yeah, I was just looking at the animation, so maybe I could have done more, I guess, but I don't know. That's what, you know, to like Butch Hartman, it's like, well, I'm an animator, so I have that confidence to be able to like criticize it, you know. I'm not a musician, so I can't criticize the music, you know. I don't have that authority. So, exactly. Yeah, just catching up with you guys. Fact of being paid to get this racing game. Racing games are a bad example. Okay. But yeah, a lot of legal stuff is going on. But yeah, just basically that. There has to be some kind of deal with the 2 companies. So if I, you know, I guess in some way I could talk to Hasbro and say like, hey, can I do this video? and probably like license or not talk to their representative or something, their contact people, and then say like, hey, can I make this video where I talk about it? And then they can, then it'll be in their court to say whether or not it's okay. But obviously, if they say like no, it's like, but I wanted to talk about this particular thing, then maybe, and I'll have maybe a higher chance of it not getting copy claimed. But you don't know. Which is weird. I don't know. I was actually watching a bunch of Butch Hartman videos. It was fun. Where people like being really analyzing, being mean to him, but like a nice, weird way. Where like they obviously talk about his character as weird. Let's see. Yes. No problem if you looked at his animations analyzed. Oh, okay. I didn't read the full thing. Okay. Maybe, huh? I feel like it wouldn't be Butch it's himself, but probably Nickelodeon or Viacom would say like, I would get a copy claim or strike from Viacom instead. If I got a handshake from Butch, I'm not sure if Viacom would feel the same, especially because now Butch doesn't exactly own the rights, I think, to his shows on Nickelodeon. But yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. Good. Good, I'm right. An anime to another, exactly, but companies would not be okay with it. Yeah. Because obviously, companies care about their image and money and power, so being able to just say like, hey, I want to talk about it, they would say like, no. Even if it's, you know, positive, it still feels like they want to maintain an image, but if you talk about it in a positive light, they would say like, well, it's our content, and just, you know, be black and white with it. That it's like, is it our content that you want to talk about, yes or no? And it's like, doesn't matter what you talk about it exactly, they don't care. But just that you're showing it, if you have a video and you showed a clip of it, then they would take an issue. I believe that'll be something. Anyway, let's see. Are we good? Are we square? Because yeah, we'll continue with this. It'll be something something that'll take probably like a couple weeks. I know that this seems to be, I don't know what you think, because to me it seems like, oh, I got a lot done. Let me look at all the fan on the left of all those different drawings. So it feels like I got a lot done. But I know that each of those different parts will need special attention. So we'll see. Especially more parts will need more attention. Specific parts like face parts would probably need the most. And mouths would probably need the most out of that. Eyes, you could probably just, you know, figure out like how many different blinks you want to do, or how many like eyelashes or eyebrows and eye cheeks. Nose would probably, and ear would probably be less, but you probably have some ear frames. That's what I'm thinking about, is that for the blink you would probably need like 6 or 7 frames to be able to blink. But for the mouth, there would be at least around 15 just to make one good phenom mouth shapes, and then you would need 15 for frown. And now with Pony Life, it seems like they can open their mouth in different amounts for like how loud they are. Like a small mouth, you know, when they're quiet, and then like a medium, and then like a large, and then an extra large. And then each of those would need like around 10 to 15. So it'll add up, and depend on how many different amounts exactly. I don't know if we need, you might. I was thinking like we probably wouldn't need like an extra large like frown, but that might come up. So Yeah. But just having enough to be able to animate would probably just be the default. Like, normal mouth size will probably be enough. And then if we write a script that requires a big mouth, then we can definitely draw that in. But to spend time to create roughly 60 or 70 different drawings, I'm thinking right now might be, sounds like overkill. Especially we don't know exactly what we're going to need, especially because we haven't drawn or written up a script. So that's mostly what I'm concerned about, is whether or not, because usually like we would write the script first and then write a storyboard and then add characters, and the characters would be the puppets, so that'd be this. So by then you would know roughly what you would need, you know, like would I need an extra large mouth that fills half her face. If that never happens in a script, then obviously you don't have to make it, but because I'm in this limbo between it, I'm not sure. So just thinking out loud of what I would need. Obviously I could draw them, but I'm not sure whether the time to make them, especially on stream, would be worth it. We're probably just making a neutral mouth and a neutral frown would probably be enough. And if we need more, then we can obviously make them in. So, yeah. Let's see. Lots to do. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, cool. Sob. A cookie usually draws and checks cat. Okay. Well, regardless, I think I'll end it there. I think I talked about enough about the copyright stuff. Obviously that's a huge rabbit hole, especially if you're a lawyer. It's like a lot to dissect through. But I think I'll end it here. Now the cookie's here. Cool. Oh yeah, there you go. Maybe he's listening instead. Okay. Let's see. You realize he was being called. Oh boy. Let me drink some water. Mm-hmm. You guys listen. Got an email. Do we just check to see? Yeah, hang on. I gotta check to see if these emails are good. Okay. Looks good. Okay. I'm just waiting to see if there's any more than what's going on. Otherwise, I don't want to end it if this tangent is still going, I guess. But yeah, I think most of what I wanted to talk about. So yeah, next time I've explained it a couple times. And what I want to do is make something. I'm not sure if for the voices, especially if we have a bunch of these mouths, we'll probably need some voices. I could probably use 15 AI would probably be the easiest. Because then I can get pretty good main 6 voices that are pretty good. Obviously I'm not I'm not exactly an audiophile to be able to, you know, reach out to most people, or know, just general like or fandom voice actors. That's why all my videos are mute. It's because I'm too shy to actually ask a voice actor. That was a good cookie. Thank you. How's the art look then? Obviously we'll add on to it. Yeah, it's just a sketch, and then we'll add the final art afterwards. So this is just freehand drawn, really sketchy first draft, and then second draft after this. Better with no voices? Great. Hi, Twinkles. So yeah, the I don't know. I feel like, yeah, definitely it's easier to, you know, animate without voices, because then you don't have to lip sync, and mostly just have them kind of look at whatever they're thinking about rather than having lip sync as well. Let's see. It's like, okay, sorry, no idea what's going on the right side. The right side with the blues and the reds, that is the node view. It basically just tells what's in the library, or, excuse me, the timeline. I guess we still have this here. It basically just says like, oh, what's in the timeline here is basically just whatever's in here, and then I can select them through that. Once we get into puppet building, it'll make probably a little bit more sense. But it just says like, here's the mouth drawing layer, and then I can have a peg that then can control the drawing itself, and then it goes into this composite thing. That just makes it into like a sort of a symbol, but able to just move this around to combine more than one drawing or whatever into one box, and you can move this box wherever. Because we're on the top, it has the right in display. So it basically just says like, if I took out the right, then it won't probably display anything, but it's probably black anyway, so it doesn't show up anyway. But if this was actually here, we would see it. Because I can quickly do that and show that. So if I do this to white, and then do this, it'll show up. But if I take out the right, it probably shouldn't show up. Or maybe not. Maybe it's display. It's display. Okay, I don't know what this right does then. So display displays it. That makes sense. And the right writes it, apparently. Okay. Let's see. Womp. Womp. Get back to normal. But yeah, once we get into puppet building, it'll be easier to understand. But probably more confusing just because it's like, wait a minute, like, what are these boxes and how do they relate to each other is complicated. So I understand about that. But yeah. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Going way back. Okay, there was a lot of things that said that. New simple thing right now. It's future rumble. So much on. Oh, it's cool. Great. All right. Is that the Game Loft game? Cause I played that. Composite controls everything branching off of it. So it works from top to down. So like the composite. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But you could have like, I could break these off and then say like, oh, I want a composite between these two pieces. And then I can add a composite combine. So this is a new composite. And then I can composite these two pieces. And then they don't show up in the right, or the render, because I separated them from the original composite. But obviously if I put it back in, then it'll show up, because it's the composite. But it just helps so you can add more than one drawing together. If you need like, or combine two different filters, like a mask, maybe, or something. So there's a lot of flexibility of how this works. You can add different pieces together, rather than it just being drawings that just kind of float together. So I can make this into like groups and stuff. Well, it's really complicated. What if I can open? Yeah, maybe later next time I can open the my Derpy puppet that I've been trying to do. I can show it up next time. So yeah, it gets way more complicated. Obviously, this is the most complicated, most like. This is what Premiere is for. With Advanced and Essentials, you don't get this view. So when people say like, what version should I get to like a person who wants to learn Toon Boom, most people would just say like, if it's in your budget, just go ahead and get Premium. If you just want to learn or just do like frame by frame stuff, then Essentials or Advanced would probably work just as well. But if you want to do like Advanced cutout animation, then definitely it helps, but obviously you can work without it. That's to say like it doesn't exactly need to always be there or always, you know, within your within your view. You can do things within the timeline and add different. I think I added something. What is it? Add different things through here. It's a little small, but you can see like there's bones and color cards. And different filters through that way instead. So, but yeah, you can just animate through here with the timeline, and then just do regular frame by frame stuff. But if you need to do like cutout animation, which I'm gonna do, then it's helpful. And as well as being able to add multi-nodes and composites, which is way easier than trying to figure out with the timeline. As well as like, oh, I need this leg and skull to work together, so I need a peg between them, and it's just like it doesn't really work because they're on different layers far away from each other in the timeline. But with this, you can go from, you know, people here to body, which are completely separate pieces, and add a composite into that and figure things out like that, or group them together, or whatever you need to do. Or add a peg literally between any piece. You'll be able to control the people and a body, and then if you control this and then move it around, you should be able to move it or something. There you go. Then I can move these two pieces, which in the timeline are completely separate pieces, but now because I put a peg in between them, now they're closer together. But now I can be able to control two pieces at once, kind of a thing. That's how that would work. Let's see. Blah. Too many things. Too many quotes. Hello. I wouldn't say it's apparent, but I guess the parents would be the pegs. I think the composite just says what I explained. Let's see. Celestia showed up. Yes. Game off. Okay. Let's see. Where is this? Okay. Which is yeah. I love good washers and dryers. I love refrigerators. What's going on here? I explained it before, Brown Jack. I explained it. What happened? Or maybe you can like tune in next time and it'll be a surprise. Here you go. So yeah, maybe I pointed it on my other stream box. Down here. I explained what time it'll be. So that's good. With the text on there. So I think we're good. Let me just drink some more water and then I can do a good sign off. It'll be a good surprise. Alright. Hope you had fun. Obviously this is weird, you know, not... It's planned out enough that I know what I was gonna do, but basically it's just gonna be getting at least this far, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, we'll figure this out. I don't know what I would exactly start with next time, so yeah. Okay, that's good. So yeah, we'll figure it out and I'll surprise you. Things about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go have dinner and then I hope you have a good day, night, bed, wake up, who knows. Just have fun. Take like 10 minutes or more and just like stretch and just have like fun, you know, do what you need to do to have fun. If it's me time, you know, watching my stream on here, then perfect. But on days when obviously I'm not streaming, you know, just spend some time. I think that we all need that, especially me. I get like so focused on like my work that it would be basically I would start around noon. I would like get everything set up and then eat breakfast, and then around noon I would start, and then some days I would start to like work until like 7 p.m. and that's not very healthy because I would only get up like I would get out and maybe like eat lunch and then basically just sit back down for like 4 or 5 hours. So yeah. Oh dear. So yeah. I'm the unhealthy example of that. But it means I get stuff done, but then, you know, my body's not good. So, stretch. It's good. It's good for you. Let's see. Okay. See you then. Bye-bye.